Let's talk about relaxation. Relaxing can be really hard for a lot of us, and there are all kinds of reasons why that's the case. It's important that you have your body in a comfortable position if you're trying to relax, that you have enough support to stimulate the relaxation response in your nervous system to help your body feel safe, to start to let go of some of the tension. Of course, your body positioning is not magic, but it's really, really helpful to know how to support your body, especially if you tend to get uncomfortable in meditation. So I'm going to share a few different options that you can use if you're trying to do a relaxation practice. Okay. This first one is a good one if you're dealing with some congestion or having trouble breathing, or you have a little bit of a cough, as well as it sometimes can be really comfortable in pregnancy also. And what we're going to do is create a recliner for yourself. Of course, if you have a recliner, you can use that instead. But if you're working on the floor or on a yoga mat and you're trying to build yourself a little bit of a comfortable nest here to relax in, one way you can do this is use blocks or find some other support items that are sturdy. And you're going to place them so that they form like steps here. And then you're going to take a yoga bolster, or you can use cushions, whatever you've got, and you're going to place this on an angle. So this now is like reclined support for yourself. A lot of us will really enjoy in this position also having some support for your head. And you can do that in all kinds of ways. You may even just use a small cushion. But if you're working with blankets or towels, you can fold those to create a support for yourself and place that towards the top of the blanket. Now, for some of us, this is going to be a little bit high, and so it may be helpful to use blankets, or if you have pillows or cushions at home, those may work really well too, so that you have something a little bit higher here as an armrest. And I suspect these are going to be a little bit lower than I would like for my purposes, but you can play with what you've got. There's no need to have special props. So look at what you have around you, see what you can figure out. I'm going to try a couple of blankets here for this. And then I'm going to come and sit in front of this support. I'm going to give it a try before I settle in. So I'm going to lean back onto the cushion, making sure those blocks feel supportive for me. And then I'm going to adjust the head support. Sometimes it even feels nice if you roll the bottom a little bit to support the curve of the neck, or tuck in the sides a little bit as kind of a cushion for the sides of the head. So you can play there with what feels good. These I can see are a little bit low for me. So ideally I'd have even more of these, but I'm going to let it go for now. And then you may even like to have a little something underneath your knees here so that you are able to keep the legs just slightly bent. So lots of support for the joints. And your head is elevated. So that can really help with your ability to breathe. Feel free to customize this. If you're building it for yourself at home, experiment with the different materials you have available. See if you can make something that feels really, really comfortable. So we should here be able to feel like all of the parts of our body are able to fully relax into the support of the props that we're using. And we're not looking to feel like it's a stretch. We're looking to feel like it's easy to relax into that support. So this is one that can be really, really helpful for people who have difficulty relaxing on the floor. Another situation that happens is that sometimes people get discomfort when they're stretching their legs out. And so we can use some of these same materials here to provide support in that situation. I'm going to take these two blocks. This time I'm going to put them both on the high setting. And I'm going to place them kind of around the width of my hips. No need to be perfect. I'm going to place my cushion here on top of that. So I have something that looks a bit like Stonehenge. This is going to be where my legs rest. And then I have all kinds of other things here that I can use. I'm going to use my head support again here. And I might even use my arm support again. So I'm going to leave these around. Okay, as you're getting into this, we want to lie so that the legs are elevated. And those blocks are going to be more or less underneath my legs so that I feel really supported here. I'm going to find this head support. And again, maybe tuck it in a little bit around my head so it feels really nice and secure. Let's see. So I'm going to move these arm blankets underneath the shoulders and arms, and these are a little bit high for my body. I'm just going to unroll them a little bit. So I have a little bit of extra support under my shoulder joint and down to my arm so that I really feel like my arms can then rest. My hands feel supported and they come easily to the floor. And some of us really enjoy just having a little bit of extra weight on top. So if you have another blanket, cushion, or something that you can place over top of your hips or your abdomen here, just so you can feel that little extra weightedness, you might add that as well. Warm socks if your feet tend to get cold. These are not warm socks, but I would recommend warm socks if you're looking to relax over a period of time. So this is the second position. Depending on what's going on in your body, some folks find this to be really, really supportive. So give it a try. It's worth noting I did not bother getting a yoga mat out, but if anyone is sensitive to the hardness of the floor, really important to pad underneath you as well with maybe even a couple of mats or blankets, whatever you've got. Sleeping bag can be really nice. So you have some nice cushion underneath your body to help you relax as well. The third position I'm going to show is a sideline position. And this can be helpful if you're pregnant. It can be helpful for some people who have difficulty, again, breathing if you're flat on your back. Some people just find side lying to be really comfortable. And when you're side lying, there's a couple of things that are helpful, really helpful to support your head so that your head isn't reaching down. And a lot of people find it comforting to have something at your back. So you could just place a cushion behind your back. You could also scoot yourself all the way up against a wall if that's something that's available in your space, so that you have the wall at your back. You're able to feel that coziness and maybe even to lean into it a little bit. Sometimes people will even put the cushion between their body and the wall, or put a blanket between their body and the wall for warmth and softness. So make it as luxurious as you want. As you're lying on your side here, you're going to want adequate support for your head. Ideally, I would probably pad the floor a little bit for myself here. So do that for sure. And you're just going to curl in here so that you feel held. Now, for a lot of folks, it's going to be more comfortable here if you place something between your legs so that your knees don't have to come down. This might even be a nice thing to use a pillow for, or I have a blanket here that I can use. Just as we did in the last posture, it can feel really good to have some weight over the top leg, over the body. So you can kind of play with how that feels good here. If you happen to be pregnant, you're side lying because you're pregnant, and your belly feels uncomfortable, you can always take another blanket or pillow and just tuck it underneath so that your belly is supported as well. Top arm, wherever it feels comfortable and supported here. So if you're looking to relax, you don't want to be feeling a stretch. You want to be feeling really a sense of ease where you're at. And then you can settle in and do your rest practice or your meditation practice in one of these positions and see if that helps you have an easier time finding relaxation. I hope that it does. Thank you for practicing with me today.